Welcome to another episode of the Smiles Ahead podcast. Today, we are going to talk about the important topic of convenience and how that relates to the orthodontist and the orthodontic process. As usual, I'll give you a quick synopsis here in the first 1 or 2 minutes and then go into a little bit more detail, but won't keep you too long. The long story short, as things get more convenient, our practice especially has done a lot of things that can make it a lot more convenient than it used to be. So it used to be 3 appointments to even get your braces on. Now we make it where you can come in that same day. If your diagnostic records are taken and the doctor approves you for braces, you can get braces that exact same day. You can also get your Invisalign scans that exact same day. So we can start progress immediately instead of having to go back and forth, which can save you hours of your life. In terms of that, what we also want to look at is it going to be as accurate, and are we going to have the diagnostic time to do that? And what I always tell people is traditionally the reason that it took so long to get your braces on or to get started with orthodontics is the process of getting those diagnostic records. So you can imagine 10, 15, 20 years ago, there was not the digital technology we have today, especially in radiography. So when you took your X-ray, it was actually on a film. You had to process that film. You had to wait for it to air dry. You had to do a lot of steps to get there. So that might take 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And then on top of that, you didn't have the digital scan, where now we can just put a little wand in your mouth and we can see all your teeth, how they fit together, rotate it, see what we need to see with the bite in real time. Before that, we had to take those impressions. If you had braces earlier, or you're a parent listening to this, you know what I'm talking about. Those nasty impressions that you would take, we'd have to pour those up in the lab, let them dry for over an hour, and then put them together. So this would combine what we called records. So you would come in, get your records that day. Then we would have you back. At that point, what you'd have to do is get the spacers. Again, these are little things that, because on the back of your teeth, you had to have bands that went fully around. Now we just have brackets. So with those spacers, you'd have to get those spacers put in. Wait a week, then come back. Then your braces go on. So now we're at appointment 3 as the braces go on. But no real diagnostic time did it take. It was more because of technology. So now what we can do is the day that you come in, we can take your digital records, boom, it's right on the computer. Take your digital scan, boom, it's right on the scanner. You can sit there right with the doctor, say this is what we need, this is how we need to move it, this is going to be the best treatment for you, this is how long it's going to take, this is how much it's going to cost. Let's get these things going today. It only takes about 30, 45 minutes to get them on. So convenience-wise, it has gotten a whole lot easier to get started. Now let's take it back just a little bit too, because what I see the biggest barrier to entry with my doctor's appointments is time and when to come in. So say I need an eye appointment. There's been times where I've put that off, and have been almost a year late for my eye appointment. And people do that with dental appointments all the time. Orthodontic appointments can be even worse because you're going in every 2 months instead of every 6 months or every year. So what we've done is strategically made more convenient times to come in. So say you want to come in at 7 in the morning before work or school, we have a day for that. Say you want to come in at 6:30 in the evening, we have a day for that. Say you like weekends, we have Saturdays. So trying to step out of the non-traditional scheduling days, and these are for new patient exams, these are for regular exams if you're just getting your braces adjusted or your Invisalign looked at. So we want to make this where it's low barrier to entry and easy to get an appointment and easy to get the time that you want. So that's the most important thing on keeping up with the orthodontics is the convenience of not only coming in, but when you need to come in. So we've taken a lot of steps to go into that direction. And also with convenience can also mean another thing too. You know, we want convenience of payments. We want convenience of how this is going to be communicated to us. So what we've done also in our finance part is we've made it very convenient to be able to auto draft on any day that you want. We're pretty much flexible on any type of payment you want. We have payments as low as, $129 a month. We have payments that go up. People that want to pay it off faster, we can do that. So we can be real convenient in the fact of if you need to change something up, or if you want to pay this way and then you want to change to go this way. So not only are we trying to be convenient with the treatment, but we also never want a financial issue to get in the way of a successful treatment. So by being convenient with payment plans, we can also all tie that in together. Another thing with orthodontics and convenience that has changed a little bit is the amount of actual time you need to spend in the office. So adjustments prior used to take a long time, usually in there an hour, hour and a half. There are still some procedures that do that midway through treatment. You're changing some brackets and things of that nature, but most of your appointments can be in that quick 30 minutes in and out. You're changing your wire. We're talking about your hygiene. We're updating you on treatment, and we get you on your way. And then the third thing is virtual consults. So like I was saying before, the biggest thing is figuring out a time when you can come in. So say you're interested in braces. You had a tooth that you want to correct, or the dentist keeps saying, hey, Johnny's ready for braces. You need to get him in this time. Then you go again, and he says, hey, have you seen the orthodontist? No, not yet. We haven't had time. And this happens a lot. So that's the dog. So we're gonna let that. We're not even gonna edit it out. He's protecting the studio. But yeah. So say back to virtual consults. What we're gonna do there is be able to have the ability to do that. So say that we'll let him finish. How about that? All right, now he's part of the studio audience. So we got our audience. But back to virtual consults, the third biggest thing with convenience, as I was saying, is sometimes getting yourself, you've had this issue, you've wanted to correct, you just haven't had the time to do it. Say Johnny has been told by the dentist twice that you need to get him in to see the orthodontist, but we got baseball practice, we got school, and it just doesn't happen. Virtual consults can be a great asset, because what that can do is start the process. So where if you just had to cold go into the office and not know what's going on, do the paperwork, do all this stuff, figure out what it's going to cost, figure out if you need treatment, so you're not wasting your time, you can simply jump on our website. We have all sorts of times, weekends, evenings, mornings, middle of the day, lunchtime, where you can jump on with a Smile consultant of ours, and they can break down some of the big factors. Do I need treatment? How long is that treatment going to be roughly? And price. How much is this going to be in my price range? Because if you came in to the office and you were expecting treatment to be $2,000 and we said it was $7,000, and you're like, no way, that's way more than I thought, or whatever the case may be, then you've just wasted probably an hour, hour and a half of your time on something that could have been done in 5-10 minutes by jumping on a quick virtual call. So if that's something where you're like on the fence and you're not sure, you just want some more information, there's somebody that can really give that to you. Virtual consults make it so convenient. Also, even with your child, a lot of times we can say, hey, Dr. Smith referred Johnny over for a consult, and we're going to do a quick virtual consult. What we can do is our treatment coordinator can then call up Dr. Smith, get his latest x-ray. If we can use that, fantastic. We can then do a virtual consult where we will look at the mouth. We can ask you for some pictures. That'll give us a rough idea of, hey, is Johnny ready for braces? Is he a candidate? We might say, you know what? We're not quite there yet. So let's schedule you out in 6 months and a year and see what that looks like, see what Mother Nature gives us. Or we might say, yeah, that's an issue right now. Let's go ahead and get him scheduled. And then you're coming in for a very valuable appointment at that point. It's not just going to be something where you or Johnny are going to waste their time. So let's think about that a lot. People have been starting to utilize it a lot more. So we can also do some type of checks, even virtually. So say you're doing aligners and you travel a lot and you want to make sure that your aligner is fitting well after tray 10. Well, you jump in there, do a quick virtual consult. We can check it phone technology is great. We can see if it's tracking. Perfect. Move on to tray 11. Or, hey, hold up, you're not tracking that well. When you get back in town, why don't you come on into the office? We're going to get another scan, make sure we're doing this right. So in the long run, it can save a ton of time. So just remember those things. For convenience, number one, getting your braces on and getting them started, never been easier. We can do it on the same day, typically the whole appointment with the exam and getting the braces on, a little over an hour. It's not going to eat up most of your day. Number two, convenience of paying, however you want to do it. We know there's a lot of bills to be paid in different areas, and we certainly don't want to be too burdened on the budget. So being able to conveniently pay on any day of the week that you want with AutoDraft, being able to pick that monthly payment that you feel comfortable with is going to be a very convenient way to get that paid off. And third big thing with convenience is virtual consults. If you've been thinking at all about orthodontics, or if you have even just questions to get yourself started, or say you're even, ready to roll, ready to get this done, but you want to come in and know what kind of price points we're looking at, know what kind of time we're looking at, then that way when you come in the office, yep, we already talked about it. We want to do aligners. You are a candidate. Let's get you scanned for that Invisalign. Here's your down payment. Already sent you your contract. You're out of there in 20 minutes. So take those three things in consideration. We know this is a world where convenience is getting more and more important, and we want to value your time. That's the most important thing. And these three things I think are a big way to do it. So thanks for joining me. Hope that helped. And we will see you next time on the Smiles Ahead podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Smiles Ahead podcast powered by Burrow Welchel Culp Orthodontics. Be sure to leave a rating, hit that subscribe button, and if you have more questions, you can reach out to me directly at sam@bwcortho.com. That's sam@bwcortho.com. You can also visit our website, bwcortho.com, and we will be happy to answer any questions you might have.